Hello and welcome to my channel. This is Angela of Angela's Busy Bees Garden and Homestead. And guys, a couple of weeks ago I planted some sweet corn, and I also planted a few in little peat pellets just in case the germination didn't turn out that great. And as you can see, the germination was pretty good, but I do have a couple of empty spots. And so the ones that I have sown in the peat pellets can now be planted inside of this raised bed. And I did this because I knew that I would be, some of the seeds would not germinate and I would be needing to replace some. So the ones that you see here are the same age or were planted the same day that I planted these in the raised bed. And so I think there were 6 rows of about 12 per row. And as you can see here, there's one here that's missing. So I'm simply gonna dig a hole here and insert my corn. And I tried to pull the little peat pellets, the little paper that was around it. I tried to pull it off because I want those roots to really set in and do well. Okay, so that's that one. I have another one missing here, so I'm going to do the same thing. Just trying to ensure that my corn comes out well. And I know that every plant is not going to do well, but just going to put my best foot forward. Okay, there's one there. Okay, there's one missing here. And I'm planting deeper than I sowed the seeds. And by planting them about 8 to 10 inches apart, which is what I did, it also helps with the wind, because normally the wind will push them and lay them down. But when there are a lot of them, they'll kind of lean up against each other. Okay, I see another missing one here. I certainly hope that I have enough. If not, we're going to have to go with what we have. This one, it fell all apart, but I'm just going to sew it down like that, put it down in there. So it's missing spot here. And I did water these corn plants before I brought them out. Let's see where else I find an empty spot. Set this here. Okay. There's one here. And there's one here. Okay. Some of them I weren't able to really pull that skin off of the peat pellet because it was pulling too much at the roots. Here's one here. I don't know how many it's been so far, but that's been several missing spots. Okay. I see one here and one here. So that's two. And this is the last one. Well, maybe one more. Okay, so that's it, guys. I'm not gonna sow any more seeds in there, and I don't have any more transplants to add to it. But while I have you all here, I noticed that this apple tree, and this is the Red Delicious that I got from Tractor Supply about 2, maybe 3 years ago. It's got its first apple on it, guys. I see one here and one here, and then also over here is another apple tree, and I'm thinking it's probably also a Red Delicious, but I've noticed one apple here, so I'm hoping that it'll hold on. And I am seeing these spots here, so I'm going to spray. It looks like every time I get ready to try to spray my fruit trees, the weather conditions are not right. It's either too windy or we've been having lots of rain. But guys, look at this David Austin rose here. And as I've stated before, that planting garlic around your roses makes the difference. Would you look at even the leaves, how beautiful and shiny and healthy the leaves of this rose plant is? All of my other roses, like the knockouts that are supposed to be disease resistant, all have bites or spots on the leaves. But these are just absolutely beautiful. And oh my goodness, guys, they smell wonderful. Oh, that smells so lovely. But would you look at that? And I also have another rose, David Austin rose over here. And it's also planted with garlic all around it. And the exact same thing, guys. Not a blemish or mark anywhere on these leaves. Absolutely beautiful. And as you can see, guys, the garden is looking good. For some reason, my collards are going to seed, which I'm really surprised at because they usually seed in the second year. But this is year one, and I guess it's because of the cold and hot, hot and cold. It's caused it to think that it's in its second year, and so a lot of them are going to seed. So I have a market coming up soon, so I'll be harvesting a lot of these soon, and I may just throw in some more transplants that I'll probably purchase because I don't have any more on hand here on the homestead. I'll have to purchase some starts while you can still get them at the store, see if I can plant some more. But everything else is coming along just fine. This is my bed of peppers and garlic. This is a fig tree here. I had a peach tree there that fruited last year for the first time, but it has died, so I'm going to be replacing it with something else. And here is my bed of mustard greens. They are coming up really nicely and filling out. This is my herb bed. Oregano out of control. I've planted a few tomatoes in here. There's thyme, garlic, onions, rosemary, sage, beautiful salvia, and as you see here, guys, the bees love them. Over here is my cabbage bed, and I'm starting to see a couple of insect bites, so I will be spraying with some neem oil this evening. And this is my broccoli bed. I've got some sunflowers in here. A lot of the broccoli I'm having to harvest because they were starting to open up. But I'm hoping for those side shoots, as you can see here. I love adding those to stir fries. And then I also threw in some peppers, bell peppers that I had extra on hand in here, and some sunflowers. Over here is my turnip greens, and you see they are coming up really nicely. Over here is my Swiss chard, and they are coming along really, really well. They've grown a lot since I've last given you a tour. And over here I have my tomatoes, and I've got herbs and flowers, different things to bring pollinators to the garden. Here's some spearmint, and as I've mentioned, this is the cabbage bed. Going further over here, I have my bed of kale, and I'll probably add some more things to this because it's a lot of empty space I could be using to grow more food. These are my red giant mustard greens, and would you look at this trying to go to seed? Oh my goodness. Here's an onion bed, peppers over there, and I've got some cucumbers there. Here's some grapes. These are table grapes, and they were a clearance plant, and they are fruiting this year, and they were planted just last year, so I'm happy to see them fruiting. My muscadines have been fruiting for years, but these are relatively new. I think I got these grapes for $1 on clearance, and as you can see, they're putting on grapes really nicely. Okay guys, thank you so much for joining me. This is Angela with Angela's Busy Bees Garden and Homestead. Have a blessed day. Bye-bye.